In this file, I'm revising an old Maya model that has the default Maya colors on it. I'm converting them to the Arnold colors. This rib right here, the fourth rib, is an Arnold AI shader, standard AI shader. These ribs are blends, which are the old Maya colors. But what I wanted to show you is this color palette and saving things. So the rib I selected, I made it an AI standard surface. I went to the color and I selected the little checker box to allow me to pick from things. And what I ended up picking from was in the color window here. I was able to select up in Maya. I went to the 2D textures, which are basically math models. They're called procedural textures. And I picked the ramp. Okay. That's what you're seeing here. This is the ramp, and you can notice it's a V ramp, so it's going left to right, as opposed to the U ramp would be up and down. And I have two colors. They have a bump blend, but what I want to do is put them. I wanted to put them really close together. Oops, not that close, so that there's a very small gradient between the two. And this is representing my cartilage, and this is representing my bone. Now, the problem is, or the one thing I wanted you to be aware of, when I'm using this, like I said, on this rib, and you can see right here, here's a, get it out of there. Here's a render. So you can see what the blend color is doing, but here's the Arnold standard shader. And see what the ramp is doing is basically working with that ivory color until it hits that boundary in the blend in the ramp transition to the cartilage color, okay? And so I'm working on that, and I would like to keep this bone color, let's say for the sternum, the scapula, everything else. Once I decide that that's my bone color, how can I keep it? So what I've done is I created my bone color, and then I went down my palette when you hear my color picker. And, you know, I've tried in the past to try to copy these numbers, and that's not working. But what I found is down here in the bottom is a color picker. Okay, and so this is the default palette, and you can pick any one of these colors, you know, to fill, or you can say new and create your own palette. And I did that. I created and I called it rib cage. And then what I could do is pick any one of these colors, make it the active color, and then middle mouse drag it down here onto the palette, and then save it. Now what I did was I saved it to the render data shaders, same place where we have been putting any color files we made in Mudbox or any texture maps. So that way, when I come back and let's say I want to do my sternum here, I think it might be locked. See if I can unlock it. And now I want that sternum to be that color. What I could do is basically create a new color with this and have it match the sternum. I'm going to pause just for a second. So what I think I can do is I've got the sternum selected. Let's go to the attribute editor. And you see this is the blend color that's currently on the sternum. So if I go to the hypershade window and I say, give me a new Arnold AI standard surface, right? It does. And now I have my color. If I double click on the color, I don't know. Yeah, if I double click on the color, it looks like it gave me the that color's picker here again. So it's got the default white in it. But now obviously I could pick from here, you know, the color I had. But if, let's say, I had closed the file and didn't have this immediate record, I could ask it to load this rib cage, pick that color, and now that's the color of my sternum. And then I could say sternum, and in that way I would know that I have my bone color, but potential to make that bone color consistent. So let's see if that works. If I click on the sternum, right mouse, and say assign existing material, and pick, oh, what number did it make it? I wasn't paying attention. Hold on 1 second. I'll pause for 1 second. So I found it. There's sternum 3 was the one I made. So again, with the sternum selected, I can right mouse and say assign existing material and look for sternum 3. I guess it's alphabetical. Let's see if I bring this up a little higher. I can't get down to sternum. Okay, I'll do it another way. I'll take sternum 3 and middle mouse drag it on top of the sternum. And now if I render it, so now I can at least be sure that every bone color in the diagram is coming off that palette, that swatch. Okay, there you go.